Hey guys, it's Toni. Welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If it's not, thank you so much for coming back. So I'm sure you can tell by the title of this video what I'm going to be talking about, and I'm really excited to be doing this video because on my last Knotless braids video that I posted, I got a lot of feedback and a lot of questions, and I try to answer everybody's questions. So I hope that I was able to do that effectively, but if not, that's why I'm making this video. I had my first set of Knotless braids for like a little over 2 months. I would say like 2 months and like 10 days, and this is my second set of braids. So after having the braids for so long, I'm able to now tell you guys the pros and the cons of having the braids and how to maintain them, because I did have them in for quite a long time. I don't want to make this video long, so I'm just gonna hop right into the pros on having these braids. And if you're in the NYC area and you want to know who did my braids, her name is morehair_the letter N stuff. So more hair and stuff on Instagram. She's located in Harlem, New York, so if you do want to get your hair done and you're in that area, that's who did my braids. And for the record, I got the same exact braids over again, same length and everything. Okay, so the first pro, which I think everybody needs to know if they don't know, is that with knotless braids there is no tension. So the second you get them done, you can move them around, style them however you want. When you get regular box braids, your head is hurting for like a week and you really can't do much with them but leave them down, and then like a week or two later you're able to move them around and style them. But with these, you're able to move them around and style them from jump. Like there's really no pulling on your scalp. Like that's the best thing about these braids, and that's one of the reasons why I would probably never go back to box braids, even though I haven't had box braids in a very long time, since I was probably like a little girl. And that's probably why, because I know that it pulls so much, and it's really not good for your edges, not good for your hair overall. So yes, that's the best thing about these braids, is that there's no tension at all. Okay, moving on. The second pro is that you can style them in so many ways. I showed you guys 11 ways to style these braids, but there are so many more ways to style these braids. I'm leaving the card above so you guys can click on that. Like you can do anything with them. It's like basically just having long straight hair, but instead it's little micro braids. Okay, moving on. They are super convenient when you wake up in the morning to go to work. I know for me, like I really don't have to do much but put a little gel on my edges and put a little scarf on, and as I'm getting dressed for work, they're under that scarf setting, and when I'm ready to leave, just take my scarf off. When I had my first set, I was in Jamaica, so it was no problem to get in the pool water with them, in the ocean with them. And you know that with your regular hair, it's very hard. You have to think about, like, do I really want to get in the water today? Like, is tomorrow wash day? With your regular hair, you just really have to be more calculated with when you're gonna get in the water. But with these, you could just hop right in the water. I would go to the gym 5 days a week, and it's super convenient for that. These braids can be washed, so your real hair don't have to be sitting up in these braids getting dirty and building up that muck and gunk that it usually does. You can wash these. With my last braids, I had washed them twice. These I've had in for 2 weeks so far, and I haven't washed them at all yet because I haven't been in water. With my first set, I had been in water like in the first week of having them, so I really just wanted to wash them really bad because I couldn't fathom the thought of like salt water and chlorine water just sitting in my head or my scalp, so I had washed them. And also with these braids, you don't have to worry about the weather. You can go outside in any type of weather and your hair will remain the same. Like these braids are super convenient. I love them so much. Another pro is that they last really long. Like I mentioned before, I had my last braids in for a little over 2 months, which is really good. 2 months, almost 2.5 months is like a really long time to have a hairstyle, and with the convenience of it, and it's just, they just last really long. And I'll get into the maintenance of them to show you guys or tell you guys the ways that you can help them to last. And lastly, they're super pretty, and you feel super pretty in them. I went to a barbecue. I went to like this big barbecue that they have every year in New York called Their Summer, and so many girls had braids, and I was like, this is our look. Like black girls, we look so pretty in braids. Like It's a look, sis. Go get you some. It's a look. All right, moving on to the cons of the braids. The first one is that they take very, very long to do. So the first time I got the braids done, they took about like 10 hours. This time, for some reason, they took a lot longer, and like my patience was running thin. The first time I was fine, but I guess because I kind of knew like the process this time, like I don't know, but this time it took about 11 or 12 hours, but she did make them like a tad longer than the last one, so I'm guessing that's why. And we did take more breaks, but they were very short, but they took very long to put in. If you're looking to get braids as small as mine and as long as mine, as you can see in my last video, they like reach underneath my butt. They take very, very long to put in, so that's a con, especially if you're not somebody who likes to sit for a long time, like it's just not your thing. Yeah, it wouldn't work. I would suggest to go up a size or go up 2 sizes in the braids. And then they take a very long time to take out. Like when I took my last ones out, it took about as long as it took to put in. Maybe I didn't have a good system down, but my real hair is about like right here, so I was trying to cut maybe like right here so that I knew that I wouldn't cut my hair, and then I would take it out from there. One of my sisters helped me very little bit, but they take a really long time to take out too, so this will probably be my last time doing these for a while, probably until like next year, because it's a lot. But I am gonna still do braids. I'm just gonna do bigger ones. I like the small because I feel like they last longer than the bigger ones, but yeah, the process is very, very long. Another con is that if you have short hair in the front or like really soft hair, they can slip out. With my first set of braids, 2 of my braids slipped out in the front after a while, but one of them slipped out maybe like 2 days before I actually took out my braids, and then another one like slipped out maybe like 3 weeks or 4 weeks before I took my braids out. My hair in the front is pretty short. So I just took the piece and I just like wrapped it around a braid that was behind it. I took some gel and just wrapped it around a piece of braid behind it, and like it would stay for a couple of days, so that was how I did that. And the last con that I have is that your hair is naturally gonna shed, right? But it can't go anywhere because it's in the braids, so you'll end up seeing like little white buds around your hair, because, you know, just letting you know that that hair actually came from the scalp. And so you'll be able to see those like after maybe like 2 weeks, because yeah, I've had my braids in for 2 weeks and I can actually see like the little white buds. I don't know if you guys can see them now. I'm really not sure if it's picking up, but yeah, so those will show a little bit, and I don't really like that. So yeah, that's really my last con. I really hope that I'm not missing anything, but overall, like, the braids are super worth it. They last so long. They're super, super pretty. You can style them so many different ways. They're just really, really, really nice braids. I highly, 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 highly recommend these braids. The pros definitely outweigh the cons. All right, so now I'm just gonna get into how I maintained my braids for so long. So I told you guys about the hair shedding and you seeing like little white pieces. It's really not much you can do, but for me, like, I'll go in and I'll just like pull the little pieces of hairs out. Like, they're already out, so like I'll grab the white bud and I'll just start like pulling the hairs, and they'll like easily just slip out. So it's very hard to get every single piece of hair, but I'll try my best to get like most of them. Secondly, when you wash the braids, if you decide to wash your braids, you can get some frizziness, especially if you have natural hair. And even if you don't wash your hair, over time it's just gonna get frizzy, because that's just how it goes. So usually what I'll do is I'll take my mousse. You can take whatever mousse is your favorite, but this is the one that I use, and I will spray it all over the crown and like the roots, and I'll pat it down. And then I'll take my scarf and I'll tie it over my head, and I'll sleep with it overnight. And then in the morning, a lot of the frizz will be reduced. There'll still be a little bit, but a lot of it will be reduced. So that's one way I maintained my braids. And then when my hair would start to grow out and it'll be hanging a little bit, what I would do was I would take a braid and I would take some gel. I would put some gel right here at the root, and then I would twist the braid, twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it until it was like at the root, and then I would take a clip and put it there, and so that would hold the twist. And I would do that to a couple of ones in the front that I felt was like hanging them a bit much. And then I will put my scarf on at night, and in the morning time when I take the clip off, the little twist would stay, and it would stay for like a couple of days. When the hair starts to get old, you'll probably have to do that like every 3 to 5 days, which is, it's not that bad, but it really helps. And your hair doesn't dread, so don't worry. And also, don't be afraid to like spray water and put conditioner on your roots and like down your braids and put a scarf on them at night. That also helps to lay the braids down, and it also gives your hair some moisture and some food so that your hair is able to maintain that moisture and not be super dry and breaking while in the braids. And then I want to show you guys how I wrap them at night. This is a really good way to wrap them, so I'm excited to show y'all. My scarf is super duper long, so if you have braids that are super duper long like mine, you would probably want a scarf this big. This scarf is super long. So what I'll do is I'll fold the scarf in a V like this. Then I'll take it and wrap it around my head. You'll take these two end pieces and make a knot right at the neck. All right, you pull that, pull it like that, go like this, tie your knot up right here. So doing this, it creates like the slot here. So you take your braids and you stuff them up the slot, and then you take the end of it and you tie it up with the piece that you had up here with that first knot you made. And boom, your hair is secured. Right here is tight enough to keep your hair laid flat, and then you have your ends protected. So I really like this method. And then to take a shower, I'll put this around here so that my edges will stay dry, and I'll take my shower cap and put it on like that, and this will have my edges covered, and then this will come up to like right where this ends, and that's how you take a shower. So yeah guys, those are the pros and cons of having knotless braids and how to maintain them so that you can keep them for 2.5 months like I did. If I didn't answer a question that you were looking to be answered, just ask me down below. I answered virtually everybody under my last post because I think it's important that influencers or people who make videos answer people, because otherwise what's the point of having the comment section, you know what I mean? So if I didn't answer your question, please leave your comments down below. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and make sure you subscribe and go get yourself some knotless braids. They are so pretty, so convenient, they last so long. I want to see all of my black queens in these because we look beautiful. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.